This weekend I was at an estate sale where everything was free, so I got these fans. I found these in the attic of the house, and I was able to fix them up a bit. I did some cleaning because they were pretty filthy when I got them. They were covered in dust, all the screens. I was able to clean that up. This one here, the front of it was crushed, so the blade wasn't able to move. So I took the screen off and I rounded it out again, got all the dents out of it. But some of these are some pretty cool fans. This one here has the 2 fans. This one here just has the 1. And this other one here is pretty big, and it's actually reversible. Because this is the part that would be in the house to keep your fingers out of it. You see it has the switch up top, and it turns the fan around inside. So you turn it around to reverse the direction of it. I don't think they had ones that were electronically reversible back then. The ones where the motor switches direction just by the throw of a switch. But these old ones are pretty nice because these ones you could actually work on. The new ones, most of them don't even have these holes where you can oil them. Like this fan has 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, there's 6 of them, depending on how you want it in the window. It has all these little tags that say oil here. Go ahead and show these tags before I plug them in and run them. They all run fine. I've already tested that. Alternating current only, UL listed. And these have these old-fashioned switches like this. The switch isn't actually on the device itself like the newer ones. It has these old-fashioned switch on. And also the plugs on here, you see how the prongs are both exactly the same. It doesn't matter which way you plug it in the wall, the motor runs the same way regardless. Actually, this one's missing a side. You see how it has this? The other side's missing. This one here has everything. It has these arms just like the new ones have, just like an air conditioning unit has to make it fit the window. This is a really small fan. Breeze King. You see this one has a few spots for oiling. You can oil right there on the shaft, and on the top there's 2 small holes where it accepts oil. UL listed. And these things are really easy to take off, these nuts. I was able to unscrew them all by hand and get them back on. And here's the big fan. Exhaust intake, reversible window, ventilator. It's got that nice switch, you just throw it. And this is what it'll look like from the outside. I don't think you necessarily have to take the screen off your window if you have one, but I'm going to test that out. I want to put all these in a window just to see how they look. This thing has really old UL stamps on there. And you see this, the sides open up just like on the other ones. So it fits the window. It's got these nice metal blades on there. They were covered in dust earlier and I cleaned it up. I put some oil on there, so now it spins really nicely. it goes for quite a while. So I'm going to go ahead and try these out now. This is the first fan I'm going to show. Whoa. Look at that, the switch burned out. See the smoke coming out of that? Oh man. It's not a big deal, but I gotta replace the switch now, right? Do I? Huh. Well, with that switch, I'm definitely not gonna trust it. But these switches, you can swap them out easily. That rattling you're hearing isn't the fan, it's these arms. See how it gets quiet? I like these old motors because they have a nice hum to them and it helps you fall asleep. Let's take a look at the other side. Let's go ahead and flip it. Whoa. What the hell's wrong with this thing? See all those sparks it's putting off? Yeah, I'm unplugging this thing. So I just figured out why it's doing this. So another day, this is going to be a project for me. I have to put a new wire on this thing. Because it's been sitting for so many years in that guy's attic, look at what the wire does. Take a look at this. Look at that. It just, the rubber is cracks and it goes right to bare metal. See that? You can see the wire right inside. Look at that. It just falls right off. So I guess I can make a video of that when I replace this. So what I'm thinking happened is when I was throwing the switch, it broke. The negative and positive touch each other. Boom. And the same thing I think happened in the motor when I was turning it. Too bad. But you see those, how there's screws? I can just take those screws out. I think I can reuse the switch. It's because I just found out it's not the switch, it's the junk wire. And I'm going to have to rewire it into the fan. So that'll be a project for another day. Okay, let's try out the other fan here. This one doesn't have that problem. See? This one bends okay. No issues. Oh, the seal is supposed to go down here. The wire doesn't get cut on the screen. Okay, let's try this one out. Wow. This thing is tiny, and this puts off more air than the last one. This one's awesome. That runs super fast. Okay, that one's great. Let's check out the last one. Sounds like that one's got to be oiled. That side's okay, but this one having a lot of problems. That noise I'm hearing there sounds like it's the rod in the middle. I'm going to try to oil that up. I put a few drips of this on the rod, and let me try running it, see if that clears up. Hey, it's gone like magic. Look how quiet it is now, except for the little bit of rattle of the grates. Okay, so these are running backwards right now. It's sucking in. Oh. We try plugging it in the other way. Is it going to switch? Nope. Plugging it in backwards doesn't switch to polarity, but that little bit of oil made a huge difference. That, what I just use is just penetrating oil, so that's not permanent. That'll evaporate pretty quickly. I'll have to put something else on that when I decide to use it, but all three of these are great fans. These two run absolutely perfect. And this one over here, it does run perfect. It's just the wires are a bit messed up. So when I was turning this like that, it was crinkling that wire down there. I'm thinking I can replace this wire pretty easily because I can buy a whole bunch of this at the store, because they have the kind with the plug ends. You see this motor, it's got a good port there. See, that's where you oil it up. Actually, there's another one down that end too for oiling. I'm hoping I can save this thing here, but just to make it easier, if I can find one at the store that already has the switch built on, I'll probably just buy that. So in order to wire this, I'm gonna have to take this motor apart. Usually that's pretty easy. There's usually terminals in there that it just hooks up to. Thanks for watching. It's been about 1 week. I've come back to this project. You see the old cord just falling apart because it's been baking too long. I'm hopefully going to save this switch today. I bought some new wire. I have to take apart this motor to get in there. In order to get the motor off, I have to take this blade off, because you see the same bolt goes through the entire motor onto the frame, so that all has to come apart. I got to replace this electrical tape, and also down here, what I don't like, you see this wire where it pivots? That wire goes around a pretty sharp corner there. Electrical wires, it's just like a garden hose. If you have a kink or a sharp corner, it's going to slow down the flow. And when you're talking about electrical, when it slows down, it heats up and becomes a fire hazard. I don't like that. I also have to replace this fitting here where it goes through the sharp metal. So today I bought this wire here. It's made for a lamp, but it'll work. I like this yellow cord. It's the same gauge wire, so there won't be any problems with that.